boss won't listen to you, your spouse doesn't listen to you, your kids barely know you're alive. But here at The Fan, we love and appreciate you.
Just when we learn to appreciate what a huge wussy you are.
This is the show for the people, by the people. It's The Fan Call-In Show.
Presented by the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Here are the leaders of the Lunatic Fringe, Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker.
David Lighty will be the inbounder from the back baseline. Inbounds Turner, left side of the backcourt. Turner across the timeline, throws it from high on the right. He makes it! He hit it, Evan Turner! He hit it just inside of half court. Evan Turner at the buzzer knocks down a long three from high on the right. You gotta be kidding as Evan Turner hits a shot that everybody dreams of.
Oh, what a great call by Paul Keels and Ron Stokes. That, of course, was in the Big Ten tournament. Evan Turner hitting the shot that everyone dreams of. That was incredible. Guys, we are 2 hours away from the biggest game in the shot in years. Ohio State, Michigan. Michigan right now is on the top of the Big Ten standings. Ohio State has an opportunity to go and get a huge win for their resume today. Good morning. I know it's snowing out, but it is warm in here. We are excited. This is the Fan Call-In Show. I'm Scotty Vegas with Ryan Baker.
Oh, baby.
Ryan, I love it. You know, it's funny because Super Bowl ends last week, and a lot of people are like, gosh, football season is done. Maybe a little bit of a hangover. But there's no hangover because 1 week later from that Super Bowl, we got Buckeye basketball in a huge game against Michigan. And we want to hear from you all hour long, 614-821-9710. The phone lines are officially open. We want to hear your favorite Buckeye basketball memories. Ryan, if I had to ask you one memory from the history of Ohio State hoops that gets you going, what is it?
Man, there's so many, Scotty. And I heard you guys talking a little bit about this before. But the one that always comes to mind, you see my shirt today, which is funny. We were both wearing OSU Jam basketball shirts. But my favorite team of all time, and everybody knows I'm a huge hockey guy, but growing up, I was a huge basketball guy. And my favorite team of all time are the Jimmy Jackson Ohio State Buckeyes teams. So the game that I always remember is the huge game in St. John Arena against Indiana, where they were both in the top five. And it went to double overtime, and Jimmy Jackson driving, Damon Bailey, they double him. Jimmy goes up in the air like he's going to shoot and throws the pass to Treg Lee down on the baseline, and he scores, and Ohio State wins that game. If I remember correctly, it was 97-95. And, I mean, that was a huge game. It was on ABC. Dick Vitale was there.
Yep.
It was awesome, baby, you know, as he would say. And, gosh, that was – but there's so many. You guys have talked about the Evan Turner shot that we played there. I remember it just so happened that me and my buddies all ended up off of work on a Friday afternoon. And we were all at a fun casual joint watching that. And I just remember the place went absolutely crazy when he hit that shot. I can't wait to hear everybody's – favorite Buckeye memories on this one, which, by the way, if you're going to that game today at the Shot, you might want to start leaving now. You might want to get in the car and head that way because the roads aren't great. It's been snowing all morning, so you want to give yourself plenty of time to get over there. But again, 614-821-9710. We cannot wait to hear from you on these Buckeye memories. Maybe USA, Canada last night. Come on, Scotty. That was amazing.
Yeah, well, that, and of course, guys, there's so many storylines with this Ohio State-Michigan game. We want to hear from you, 614-821-9710. We have prizes to give out throughout the morning. Gift cards we're going to be giving out to the ESPN Bet Sportsbook, dining credits. I want to know your take, of course, on the side stories of Dusty May versus Jake Diebler, right? That's a big thing today. How about the return of Roddy Gale? Is there hatred towards Roddy Gale for leaving Ohio State and going to Michigan? Where are people on that? I want to get your opinion first, Ryan, on the Diebler versus Dusty May, because the backstory on this, of course, is it sounded like as the Ohio State job opened up about a year from a couple days ago when Chris Holtmann was fired, that job opened up. Jake Diebler had had the fantastic end of the year, had the big win over Purdue, and kind of took over that job. But the deal was Dusty May and Jake Diebler were supposedly the last couple guys, candidates for the position. So that's a side story on this. Well, as far as side stories for you, is that something you're going to be tracking going forward?
I think the Dusty May, Jake Diebler side of this is, I think that makes this a big game for Jake Diebler personally. Now, I know, like, their first year at both schools, we're not judging them, obviously, by the first year, but these two guys' careers are going to be judged against each other from here on out, because what if Ohio State would have went this way? You know, I love the Jake Diebler hire, but I do have questions because he's never been a head coach before. It sure seems like he's doing a good job this year, especially with some of the adversity they've had. Bradshaw out for a long time. Michie Johnson now. It looks like we're not going to have him moving forward here. So I think that's interesting. I got to tell you, the Roddy Gale side of this, it's nothing to me, because I don't think Roddy Gale beats you today. I saw Roddy Gale play for 2 years. He had some flashes, but outside of that, not a lot of substance to his game, quite frankly. So I don't think Roddy Gale beats you today. Dusty May could beat you, though.
Yeah, so as far as Roddy Gale, I'm kind of in that same territory. Like, to be honest with you, when it was announced that he was leaving, I wasn't disappointed, right? I kind of was like, all right, fine. I was a little bit disappointed that he ended up at Michigan, but him coming back, look, every time he touches the ball, I think Ohio State fans should get on him, right? Because anybody who goes from Ohio State to Michigan deserves a little bit of hate, right?
But I've always felt the same way about the other way, too. We've had some Michigan guys that come to Ohio State. I don't love them, quite frankly. I don't know how much of a Buckeye you can be, and maybe that's wrong, and I know this is a different time, right? We live in a different time. If this would have been back in the early 90s, and Roddy Gale left that Jimmy Jackson team and went to Michigan, maybe it's a little different, but we've seen this stuff so much now. But I've always felt that way. Like, we've had some football players that went to Michigan, then they come to Ohio State. I'm like, I don't know how much of a Buckeye they are, you know? So I don't know. I guess it goes both ways. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just the thinking.
The other thing that we are opening up the phone lines on.
No, we're opening up the phone lines to everything.
Absolutely.
Related.
But I know a lot of people want to talk about Matt Patricia and that hiring. That has been a hot button issue. Some fans love it. Some fans hate it. A couple people are in the middle on it. And so we want to hear from you. 614-821-9710. We will take your opinions on Matt Patricia. We'll take your opinions on Ohio State hoops and anything you want to talk about. Now, one of the things that we put out there on social media was favorite Buckeye basketball moments. And one of the moments that popped up from a friend named John says he loved the 1-versus-1 Ohio State-Wisconsin basketball game. And that was a game, Conley, Oden, and that's the one where Conley hit kind of a game winner, a runner in the lane. And Dave and I were talking about this last hour. Just back then, like, people criticized the shot a lot. And I think it's fair. The shot is, in general, not a great place to watch a basketball game if it's like 3/4 full or half full. But I will tell you, when that arena is completely full, and it was for that Ohio State-Wisconsin game, I was at that one, it can be a great place to watch a basketball game.
I've been to a couple there where the atmosphere was just awesome. I remember one specifically, it was an Iowa game, and I think Iowa was ranked 8th in the country, and the place was full to the very top. I mean, it was jam-packed, and that crowd was into it from the beginning, and it was really good. You remember that Illinois game where you guys were talking about Sylvester hit the shot. I believe Illinois was number 2 in the country. Darren Williams, D. Brown, that team was so good. That place was electric. I remember being there. It was in the same era as that Sylvester shot. I can't remember if it was the same year or not, but LSU came to town. And it was Ohio State LSU, and that one was a pretty good atmosphere as well. I have a feeling today, Michigan, you mentioned Roddy Gale, the fans are going to get on him. I looked, tickets are pretty, I mean, for an Ohio State basketball, the last Ohio State basketball game against Washington, you can get into for $4.
Yeah.
That's not the case for this one, at least as of last night. So maybe the weather is going to change that a little bit, but get out to the shot and root these Buckeyes on, and if you're not en route, be en route now.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. They're telling us to please encourage fans to get out early because of the weather, and get out early because, Gosh, this is an awesome opportunity, right, to let Michigan fans know that Ohio State basketball is back and ready to deliver today. And we are ready to deliver prizes. So we are opening up those phone lines, 614-821-9710. We're going to hear from you, Ohio State Hoops. And I want to get from you, Ryan, your take on the Matt Patricia hiring. I talked about it last hour with Dave, and I said, at this point, I trust Ryan Day, right? Like when I first heard the words about Matt Patricia being a leading candidate, I was kind of like, really? Because what went through my mind, obviously, was the last 3 or 4 years where he's failed, right? He failed with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now he's kind of thrown into that situation.
That Eagles one is tough.
Yes,
because he was just an analyst, and then he became the DC the last 4 games of the year on a team that the wheels were already falling off of. So I don't put that against Matt Patricia, quite frankly.
Yep, I agree with you. And then, the thought process of, oh my gosh, what a failure he was as a head coach for the Lions. That was another thing. But then you go back and you're like, well, the guy was a part of a couple Super Bowls. The guy was a coordinator or was running defenses in the NFL for 12 years. So I want to get your thoughts on Matt Patricia. What was your initial thought, and how do you feel now?
Well, I think there's a lot of questions with it, right? And I think this is truly a time will tell hire. Like Chip Kelly, even Bill O'Brien. When Ohio State hired Bill O'Brien last year, I was like, man, it's a good hiring. I think he's because Bill O'Brien has proven he's a really good coach, and he's even had success as a head coach. So that was a great hire. Chip Kelly, you knew it was going to work when Bill O'Brien left. There's questions about this one. And I think somebody on the YouTube this week during Bishop and Friends, No Dream, kept talking about, well, he had success as a DC with the greatest defensive mind in the game and the best quarterback ever. And I do think that there are legitimate questions about that. But Brian Flores was in the same position. He went on to be a head coach, had a little bit of success, but not a lot of success with Miami, and goes off. He repurposes as a DC for Minnesota this year, and the Minnesota Vikings defense was great. I don't think there's any doubt that Matt Patricia has a great defensive mind and can call a good defense. It's just a time will tell. Will his style work with college kids nowadays? And did he learn anything from the Lions experience where it said he was kind of abrasive with the players and it didn't work out? So I think this is truly a time will tell hire. I also don't know about the whole blind. 2 months ago, we were like, some people were like, fire Ryan Day. I mean, you specifically said fire Ryan Day, and now you have blind trust in him implicitly.
Yep.
I don't know I understand he won the national championship, but nothing has really changed since then except they won that.
Well, that's a big change.
Well, yeah, but I don't know that. I don't know. Nothing has changed, really. They won, but everything was still the same. I don't know if just saying, whatever Ryan Day does, it's going to work. I hope it does, but I just think it's really weird. Like Chip Kelly, you knew was going to work in some form or fashion. Bill O'Brien, you knew was going to work in some form or fashion. This one is truly a wait and see. Who knows? Because don't forget, you're losing 8 starters from this defense as well.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Phone lines opening up. 614-821-9710. We're going to hear from you. We're going to give out prizes. Next, this is the Fan Call-In Show.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Get ECO.
ECO. Aaron, I've been thinking.
About what?
About how you invented a way to fix ACs for free.
Get ECO.
ECO.
When customers buy a new HVAC system, we give back all the money they paid us to repair their old system.
Yeah, I know. Up to $1,500.
Get ECO.
ECO. We're basically extending the life of their old system for free.
That's right. Those extra years are free. On me.
Don't you think it would be better if we said those extra years are a plus on us?
Sure. We can say that if you want.
I think it would be better.
Get ECO.
ECO. We don't want people to forget that you have a silent partner.
Remind me, how did we become partners?
Aaron, we became partners when you let me move into your spare office, and I began giving you free advice instead of paying rent.
Get ECO.
ECO.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Best deal I ever made.
I feel that way, too.
Get ECO.
ECO. ECO. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
You imagine it so often, it's almost real. That one dream vacation you know someday you'll take. Then, out of the blue, cancer. And that dream goes off exactly as planned. I would know, kiddo. I'm in the big city with my 2 best girls. Our 4th big trip since I heard the words cancer-free from my doctor at Ohio Health. All right, girls, let's get another ice cream. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
Saving money on remodeling your home at Menards. Start your tile project off right with DensShield Tile Backer from Georgia Pacific. It's proven to protect against moisture in your walls and subfloors with a built-in water barrier, making it perfect to use in damp areas like kitchens and bathrooms. Plus, its easy-to-cut design makes installation a breeze. Save big on Georgia Pacific DensShield Tile Backer panels. On sale through March 2nd. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals.
Save big money at Menards.
The Fan has been ranked as the 2nd best sports station in America by our industry peers. A heartfelt thank you is in order. But we're not doing it because we're better than that hillbilly Birmingham station that came in first. Thanks for nothing.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for 2 things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Temperatures crash into the upper 20s throughout the afternoon, and gusty winds
could make blowing snow and travel difficult. So please take your time as you head out today. We are going to see possibly a few inches of snow in some spots, but as we go into overnight, it eventually tapers off. Mostly cloudy skies and very cold, lows in the teens, and with the feels like we could see that get below zero in some spots. For Monday, partly sunny with daytime highs in the 20s, but because of those gusty winds, we could continue to see the feels like in the teens and single digits. Stay safe, everybody. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. The Fan Calling Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The show that allows you, the sports fan, to be the star.
That's right. It is the show of the fans for the fans. Welcome back in. Ryan Baker and Scotty Vegas with you. Big Ohio State basketball game today as they take on Michigan. Hopefully you are en route to root the Buckeyes on. Please be safe, though, while you are getting down there. We need all of you to make it there and cheer on the Buckeyes loudly today. 614-821-9710. The weather is cold outside, and so are the phones. It seems like it's going to take a while for them to warm up, but we have some dining credits to the ESPN Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino to give away. We also have an Amazon gift card up for grabs as well. We want to hear from you. 614-821-9710. This Buckeye basketball team, the Matt Patricia hiring, maybe USA Canada last night in the Four Nations, whatever it is sports-wise you want to talk about. 614-821-9710.
And one of the things that we put out there on social media is we wanted your favorite Buckeye basketball hoops memories. And look, it's a tough thing to narrow down, right? But here's a response from Dylan. Dylan did a top 5 for us.
Oh, I like this.
I know, yes. And number 1 for him was Ron Lewis hitting that 3 against Xavier. And that, of course, was in Lexington. That was a second-round game, and that led to Ohio State making it all the way to the championship game that year. So that was his number 1. Number 2 was Evan Turner and the buzzer beater against Michigan. Hard to beat that. I've actually had that on my screen for the last 20 minutes. I've been watching that over and over and over again.
If you're watching on the YouTube, you can see your picture that's normally in your office, but you brought it down here of Turner hitting that shot over the Michigan player. Just so good.
And I've probably never had a crazier 5 minutes of how I acted than the 5 minutes how I acted after Evan Turner made that shot.
You know, I have a lot of friends like you, by the way, that acted the same way you did at that shot. They'll go start the fight, but when it happens, they're nowhere to be seen.
They run away. And what I did was I went and I taunted the Michigan student section because I was at that game and then went running away once some of them got up to beat my butt. All right, number 3 on his list, Greg Oden and his block against Tennessee. Very underrated. That was Sweet 16 in that amazing run. Number 4, Matt Sylvester to take down undefeated Illinois. Number 5, Aaron Kraft against Iowa State. That was number 5 on his list. Man, what a list.
Yes.
What a list. It's so fun to think back to all these basketball memories. And so you can call in with that. We've got the phone lines open, 614-821-9710. As you said, Ryan, we got an Amazon gift card to give out, and we've got an ESPN Bet gift card to give out as well.
And we do have a couple calls we want to get out to. Remember, when we put you on, give us a school you're representing. It could be your college, your high school, your middle school, your elementary school, whatever. Give us that school. We will play a little sounder for you, and then you can go ahead and get into what you want. We've got Akil on line 1. Akil, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning, Ohio State.
There we go.
Lewis has been awesome. Let's it go. Let's go.
That was Gus Johnson from that Xavier game. Akil, what do you got for us?
Yeah, Ryan Day. I don't know if I blindly trust him, but he won those 4 games in a row, probably the greatest stretch of 4 games in Ohio State history. He's earned the right to hire who he wants. I think Matt Patricia is a good hire. He's won 3 Super Bowls, and you don't get hired as a football coach, a head football coach in the NFL, unless you have at least some respect around the league. He did have that respect. Obviously, he failed as a head football coach, but as an assistant, I think he'll do a great job.
Akil, I think that's a really good call, and I think it's a fair question. Can you blindly trust Ryan Day at this point? And to me, the answer is yes. He just won a national championship. His track record of hiring coordinators is spectacular. Oh, by the way, right before he hired Chip Kelly, he also hired Bill O'Brien, too. He has been awesome at hiring coaches. He won a national championship. Honestly, in Ryan Day, I trust Ryan.
Listen, I mean, he won the national championship, right? So yeah. I don't know about the whole blind trust. I think everything's going to be
baby.
good. But listen, I don't think this Matt Patricia hiring is bad. I just think it is a time will tell. I also thought I would have thought they would have done this reverse. I would have thought that they hired from within on the defensive side of the ball because there's so many good coaches over there. And I would have thought that they would have brought in someone with a little more experience on the offensive side of the ball. Doesn't mean I don't like it. Just think it's a time will tell. Harry, you're up next. Good morning on the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, guys. First time, long time. Always wanted to say that when I called in the show. And let me give a shout-out to the City League, the Columbus South High School Bulldogs.
Didn't drop no money today.
Love it, Harry. Go ahead.
Hey, I want to give you a live report. I am driving down Indianola through Clintonville, headed to the Ohio State-Michigan basketball game. I'm pumped for the game, but I am not going to lie. I am white-knuckling it as I head towards the shot right now. So if anyone's thinking about heading out, like you guys said, head out now and be safe. Don't go 85.
Harry, that's a great call. Thank you for going and rooting on the Buckeyes today. Yes, please be careful while you're driving. Hopefully you're hands-free while you're calling us on the call-in show.
Yeah, Harry giving us the weather driving report is worth a gift card.
Absolutely.
I believe that Harry needs a gift card to the ESPN Bet Sportsbook where he can join us. We're going to be out there all March Madness, by the way. I have a cot out there. I will be during the month of March. I might as well just sleep on the cot every night. But Harry, we're hooking you up with an ESPN Bet gift card, and so we will get your information. Thank you for the call.
I'm going to have to get those dates of when we're going to be out there because I got a lot of stuff going on around March Madness with high school tournaments, so I'm going to have to see exactly when I can get out there and hang out with you guys. We've got two callers on the line right now. We've got Lon and Ben. Guys, don't go anywhere. We just have a quick 2-minute break.
2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes. We'll get to you guys on the other side. It's the Fan Call-In Show on the Fan.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Life. It's full of strange twists and unexpected surprises. But at AAA, it's always been our policy to look on the plus side. And our AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin, for example. Last Monday, his morning coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. Ouch! It was just the jolt of energy he needed to start the day. Later, when his shirt was targeted by the mustard on his burger, he became a proud trendsetter.
Martin, looking good.
And when he walked face first into a sparkling glass door, he was happy to provide some much-needed entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And of course, when his car battery took early retirement, Martin felt no resentment. He knew there was a plus side. AAA's expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA. Are you in a safe location?
While we can't all be like Martin, we can become a AAA Plus member and experience the peace of mind that comes with living on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Bo Bishop here. High Bank Distillery Co. is the most awarded distillery in America at the 2024 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Stop by your local liquor store to grab a bottle, or the 3 restaurant locations in Gahanna, Grandview, or Westerville. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Bobby Carpenter doesn't have a mullet, but he's knee-deep in mullet energy. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan. Back to the show of the fans, by the fans, and for these crazy fans. The Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Welcome back in the Fan Call-In Show. It is your show, 614-821-9710. Last segment, we heard from Harry, who was driving to the Ohio State basketball game today, talking about how he was white-knuckling it.
Yeah, be careful.
I got a text in the break from our guy, Timmy Hall. He's trapped on 70 right now, so it's insane out there, guys. So please, 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 if you are heading to the game or if you're just out driving around today, please be careful out there.
Yeah, and we need that shot rocking today. We're kind of talking about shot memories and some of the biggest ones. We need that shot absolutely wild and crazy today. It's the return of Roddy Gale back to Columbus. You got Dusty May versus Jake Debor. But most importantly, it's Ohio State, Michigan hoops. And more importantly, we've got phone lines that are full. And so we are going to go out to line 3 and talk to Lon. Lon, what school are you representing this morning?
What school?
Yeah.
Ohio State.
That's right.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
All right, Lon, what do you got for us?
Say what?
What do you have for me?
Oh, yeah. Can I comment on anything?
Yeah, whatever you want sports related.
Okay. Yeah, go Bucks for one thing. The other thing I would like to see, rule changes in college ball, is to go back and have pass interference at the spot of the interference instead of just 15 yards, because receivers get held and everything else just if they think they're going to break it loose. That's one thing I'd like to see changed. Another thing, I'd like to see the hash marks go narrower like the pros, so you could have more, not running to the short side all the time.
It's an interesting call, Lon, and thanks for the call. It almost sounded like he was in a snowplow, like going over hopefully he is, and clearing those roads.
The way.
Get over to 70 East and help Timmy Hall out right now and help him get here. But I kind of like the difference. I like having some differences between the NFL and the college game. Let these guys learn and get acclimated. It's also not, the guys at the NFL level are the best. So maybe getting them penalized a little more and changing the hash marks is better. I don't mind the differences.
You know, the one pass interference thing that comes into my mind, and again, this doesn't matter that much, but I would like to see stats count for pass interference calls, like in the NFL. Like if you draw a 35-yard pass interference, I think that the stats should count as receiving yards for the receiver if you draw a 35-yard pass interference. It won't happen, right? That won't change. They don't want to change the NFL statistics like that. But I do feel like for fantasy purposes and things like that, that would be a change that I would make.
I don't know if I like that or not. I'll have to think about that a little bit. I like Ben, though, on line 1. Ben, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, guys. New Year's Eve 2005, Ohio State basketball hoops was hosting a little-known man by the name of Glenn Big Baby Davis and the LSU Tigers. We were down big in the second half, and I was there with my little brother, my grandpa, and my oldest brother. And all along, my little brother's like, oh, this game's over. Let's go home, as LSU was beating us by like 12 or 13, about 3 to go, when Matt Sylvester and Jamar
Butler. Yep.
There you go. Jamar Butler, 3 huge threes down the stretch, and we came back and nipped them right at the end and won by 2. So it was just, and it was all the whole drive home. We're like, see, That's why we don't go home early to my little brother. And all along now, it ain't over till it's over.
Absolutely. That's a good underrated game in the shot history, too. I actually remember, so I was flying out that day. There was I was flying out to the bowl game. It was Ohio State Notre Dame. And I remember watching that game in the airport, just going crazy how OSU made just an unbelievable comeback. And that was an LSU team that I believe made the Final Four that year, too. So that is a great shot moment. And I'll tell you, Matt Sylvester just has some of those big-time shots, those onions shots in his career.
I think that's the game that I was talking about earlier, too, that LSU game. It was a great atmosphere in the shot. Like you said, when the shot is rocking, like hopefully it is today for this Michigan game, it's a good atmosphere. It gets loud in there. It gets crazy, Scotty. So I don't know what we can do to make that happen all the time. I know Washington at 8:30 on a Thursday or Wednesday, whatever that was, isn't great. That's not going to help us out. But Michigan, CBS, Sunday afternoon, that's a good one.
Okay, so that's one of the issues, I believe, is Ohio State has not had enough of these Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon games. Okay, they've had multiple Friday night games, which are a little bit trickier for people to get to. And look, I think that's been a factor as far as atmosphere as well. So, again, the Big Ten scheduling plays a big part in atmosphere and big games as well.
And maybe if Ohio State the past few years is putting a better product out there, maybe they would get some more of those big-time games.
Win games helps.
Let's head back out to the phone lines. Rich, you have been holding the longest. Good morning, Rich. Welcome to the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning. Good morning. Definitely some intensity today. Hope the shoe is rocking. I'm coming in from Union County. I represent the St. John's Lutheran Jaguars.
Send it in, Jerome!
Oh, we got a little Bill Raftery for you, Rich. Rich, go ahead.
Nice. I'm just excited. My cousin called me 40 minutes ago and said, I got great tickets. You're never going to believe where they're at. You'll see them when we get there. So not white knuckling, but I tell you what, I'm ready to cheer on the Buckeyes today.
No, you said you're coming in.
A big moment.
Sorry, Rich. You said you're coming in from Union County?
Yes.
How are the roads out that way?
I'm still on some of the ancillary roads, but they're not too bad. I'm going to hop on 33 here in a few minutes.
Okay, well, safe travels for you.
Yeah, I can't remember any big Buckeyes games, but I'm thinking Dennis Hopson for some reason that he hit a big one back when I was in middle school.
So that is funny you said that. My first memories of Buckeye basketball, and they're very vague, but were those Dennis Hopson teams. And I remember going to St. John Arena, I believe it was for an NIT game, and I think they were playing Old Dominion. And I just remember St. John Arena back then, and I was only like 5 years old, 6 years old, but I remember thinking, man, this is awesome because it was so loud and it was packed and everyone was going crazy. I really more remember the Jay Burson time right after Dennis Hopson, but those Dennis Hopson teams were my first memories of Ohio State basketball.
Yeah, see, and for me, my first memories are what the shirt you're wearing, right? Watching Jim Jackson and Chris Gent. And you and I talk about this because we love the jerseys from back in the day. Those gray jerseys were just fantastic. And then for me, like really, truly falling in love, the very first year that I had season tickets for Ohio State Hoops was 98-99. And it was the first year of the shot. And it was funny because they're coming off an 8-22 year. No one expects anything. It's Jim O'Brien's second year. A kid from Boston College is coming in. Scooney Penn. Yes, he played well at Boston College, but no one had any expectations going into the year. And then Scooney Penn, Michael Redd, Ken Johnson, Jason Singleton, those guys head to the Final Four, and that was an incredible season. All right, we got another call. We're going to go out to the phone lines and talk to Greg. Greg, what school are you representing this morning?
OU Bobcats.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Love it. Bobcats, OU, oh yeah. Greg, what do you got for us this morning?
I'd like to talk about Big Ten football. Can we finally put to rest the myth that the SEC is the best conference in college football? Here's some of the facts. The last 2 years, the college champion has been a Big Ten team. This current season, 4 teams made it to the playoffs. 2 of those made it to the semifinal. And in head-to-head matchups in the bowl games this past season, all 5 games were won by the Big Ten versus the SEC.
Greg, you make great points. You make good comments. And look, when you've won 2 national championships in a row, that is the trump card, right? Guess what? Right now, SEC's a basketball conference. Look at the rankings in college basketball right now. It is full of SEC teams. Auburn's up there. You got Alabama, Tennessee, A&M. A lot of good SEC basketball. But you're right. The trump card is 2 national championships in a row for the conference.
That is true. But I just know in the, since the 2000 era, right? Since 2000 on, college football, national championship-wise, has been dominated by the SEC with Alabama and with Georgia and LSU in there as well. Until last year, the only Big Ten team that had done it was Ohio State. And right now, the Big Ten has all of the bragging rights because you've got the last 2, right? But the narrative has been the narrative for a reason, and it's because they had been the best, right? They may not be right now, but for the last 20 years, they had been.
Absolutely. And again, if you're traveling to the Shot, be careful. We're getting all kinds of reports of the roads are really, really bad. So we want to get you there to the Shot safely. And again, throughout the call-in show, we've been hearing from people saying that the roads are tough, but passable. So get out there. Get out to the Shot and be loud. Get there early is what they're telling us. We want you to get there early and be loud.
Yeah, and be careful, right? Be careful and be safe. That is the biggest thing. So if you're not in your car yet heading down, I don't know how far you live from there, so I can't exactly tell you what to do, but go ahead and leave now. There's nothing wrong with sitting in the arena and being there, a half hour early and enjoying the warm-ups and hanging out, and I'm sure they'll do a great job today with trying to get the crowd involved.
Well, that's the other thing with the Shot, too, is there is a lot of really good food and a lot of fun places to just, sit there and drink and hang out, a lot of cool things. That's one thing that they've really upgraded at the Shot in the last few years, too, is kind of different areas to hang out before the game. So, yeah, get there early, and hopefully everybody is on their way there right now.
614-821-9710. One segment of the fan call-in show left. We have some lines open for you. 614-821-9710. We'll also get to some of your YouTube comments and a couple social media ones as well. It is the fan call-in show.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmeldt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You'll find low prices on thousands of items. The yellow and red tags mean you'll save big on sparkling ice water, Kroger brand chips, and so much more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up, and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 and get $100 back in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
details.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-Cheese, Pepperoni, or Extreme Meat Pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon. Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter. Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Rothman and Ice.
He's just one of those dudes that you see at the bar, just the guy you don't.
So he's looking for a fight.
It's the guys that you see when you're out. If they got the cauliflower ear, no, you don't want to mess with them.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping. And you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Welcome to the plus side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day, and where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party. Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further. Become a member today and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. Plus, no interest financing for 3 years. That's 36 months, people. And if you already have a price from another company, Universal Windows Direct will beat it, so you know you're getting the best deal around.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Want to know anything about the Fan's contests, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Ever want to be a radio star?
It's all about the radio.
Or at least hear your voice on the air?
The radio's all yours now.
This is the show for you. This is the Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Last segment of the call-in show today, then Timmy Hall. Yes, he made it in safely. He is here in the Fan warm-up show. Take over at noon, getting you ready for Buckeye basketball, taking on Michigan. Paul Keels and Ron Stokes take over at 12:15 with the tip at 1 o'clock. Excited for that. 614-821-9710. Still got room for another call or two before we head on out of here.
And it's great because I feel like there is a huge buzz around Columbus for today in the game, right?
Yeah.
Like it takes a little bit to get Buckeye basketball fans going, but I feel like today is the day that everybody's really excited about. And again, this is such a big one because Michigan is in first place in the standings. Like literally Dusty May is coming quietly, in here,
right?
Very quietly. They are thinking a Big Ten championship. And if Ohio State can knock them off today, that would put Michigan in a tie with Michigan State. Michigan State just had a big win over Illinois last night. Izzo becomes the
record.
Becomes the all-time winningest men's basketball coach in the Big Ten. And so this is a huge opportunity to really play a big spoiler role, but also even more importantly for Ohio State, this would really solidify that tournament resume. They have some good wins, Ryan. They have the neutral site win against Kentucky. They have the road win, which was a big-time win at Purdue. You got a win against Texas. So you got some good wins. This would give you another one of those top 20, top 25 type wins and play spoiler against those idiots up north.
Just about guarantee you being in the big dance. You're right there right now. This would just about guarantee you. Hey, let's head back out to the phone lines. Let's go to Nick. Nick, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm repping the New Albany Eagles.
It was a tough loss for them last night, Nick, against, or the other night against Pick North.
I didn't get a chance to catch it. But I just wanted to say that I will be jeering every single time Roddy touches the ball today.
Yeah, Nick.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Nick, a great call. And since you are going to give Roddy Gale all that you have today, we are going to give you, Nick, an Amazon gift card. Cam will go ahead and get your information so we can get that out to you. Again, the Roddy Gale thing doesn't bother me that much just because I don't see Roddy Gale beating you today. But it will be fun. You know, I'd like to see him head inside and Sean Stewart maybe swap one of those shots into the second or third row. That'd be nice.
So I will admit that before the season started, I was wrong on this because I thought it was an upgrade, Ohio State getting Michie Johnson and Michigan getting Roddy Gale. I thought that was a trade in the advantage of the Buckeyes. Now, it turns out...
Well, you lost a player, so...
It turns out Michie, he gone. So, obviously, that little deal. But I will say this. If the options were... Micah Parrish versus a Roddy Gale, then I think advantage Buckeyes because Parrish has been awesome for Ohio State here, especially over the last couple weeks. Now, getting more specifically into Roddy Gale is averaging 10.9 points per game, and he's kind of been up and down this year, I would say, over the last month, mostly down. He had a good game in the win over Purdue in their last game, but before that, he had 2 points in 25 minutes against Indiana. He had 8 points against Oregon in 30 minutes, 6 points against Rutgers, 9 points against Penn State. So he's been okay. Like, he's a contributor. But the reason why Michigan has been as good as they are is because of their bigs, right? They got a couple 7-footers, again, transfers in, Wolf and Golden. And Golden is a guy who came with Dusty May from Florida Atlantic, and that's been a huge factor. He's averaging 15 points a game, and he's going to be a load for the Buckeye bigs to stop.
And that's one of the things that I don't like about today is when Ohio State has had trouble this year sometimes, a lot of times it's been when other teams have bigs, especially athletic bigs. We saw that against Illinois. It was the freshman had a great game for Illinois, but it was those big guys that really gave Ohio State fits on the inside, and that's one area. Aaron Bradshaw had a good game last game. Sean Stewart was good on the defensive end last game. You're going to need that kind of effort on the defensive side of the ball today from Stewart and Bradshaw. Maybe an Ivan Ugovin gets in there as well because the bigs this year have dominated Ohio State for the most part.
You know what I think is huge? I think Devin Royal has to have a big game as well, right? He averages 13 points a game. I think he's got to be a big factor. And guys, Bruce Thornton's minutes have been wild, right? If of course, against Washington, Ohio State was dominating that game as much as they were able to sit him late. He only played 32 minutes in that one. But before that, Ryan, listen to these number of minutes that Bruce Thornton has been putting in. 39 minutes against Nebraska, 40 against Maryland, 39 against Illinois, 36 against Penn State, 35 against Iowa, 38 against Purdue, and oh, by the way, 43 minutes against Indiana. I mean, that guy, Bruce, has been a warrior and logging a ton of minutes for this team.
He really has been, and Micah Parrish has been really good the last couple of games for Ohio State as well. It's interesting. Brian on the YouTube said that Ohio State needs all three guards, Mobley, Thornton, and Parrish, to score 15-plus today, and at least 12 from Devin, because you never know what you're going to get from Bradshaw and Stewart. Listen, if you get those numbers from those four guys, a lot of times you're you're going to be right there in a lot of games.
So one of the things that a lot of people like to talk about is who is the Ohio State Hoops' main rival. And like it's been kind of over the last 20 years, some people would argue maybe Indiana was for a little while, Michigan a little bit. I think the rivalry, the fact that this could be a little bit starting up again because of the Dusty May versus Jake Diebler situation. I think that, as far as Michigan basketball, yes, I hate them. I don't like them. But I don't necessarily think it's been a strong rivalry. Yeah, you've got that moment where Kyle Young had his jersey ripped, and there's iconic moments, obviously, going back. But over the last 10 years, the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry in basketball hasn't quite been there. I think it could get started in a game like today.
Well, and you'd have to think if Dusty May and Jake Diebler, if they're as good of coaches as we think and we hope they are, and they'll both be at these schools for a long time, that right there, because like you mentioned, Indiana was really good, like that Indiana-Ohio State game that I mentioned that I always remember. In the 90s, it seemed like Indiana was the rival. And then both schools kind of hit the skids for a little bit. And then it came back.
Michigan State a little bit. Yeah.
Was so good. There was even some Wisconsin in there a little bit where Wisconsin was really good and Ohio State was good. Michigan has never really seemed, in basketball at least, to have, it doesn't have that same oomph as it does in football.
For some of the people that have not been following Ohio State hoops extremely closely so far this year, one thing to keep an eye on is it is a very streaky team. All right. They give up runs and they go on runs. It's wild. You'll see Ohio State hoops go on a 10, 12 point run, and then you'll see the other team answer. It's been wild. Even more so. I know we talk about in basketball, every team makes a run, that kind of thing. But in Ohio State hoops, it's been wild how many wild runs that they've been on this year.
I will tell you, I have not been this excited for an Ohio State basketball game in a long time.
Yeah.
And this should be a good one today. I'm hoping that the Bucks can get it done. Let's cement that spot in the NCAA tournament.
Come on.
Thank you, everybody that called in today to the Fan Call-In Show. I know it was a little cold and dreary, snowy out there, but you guys got going for us. If you're heading to the game, please be careful. Keep it locked right here on The Fan. Timmy Hall, The Fan Warm-Up Show, coming up next on The Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is a dream come true for a sports fan. 2 massive TV walls with over 50 feet of screen will blow you away. Watch and place wagers on hoops, hockey, golf, baseball, the draft, UFC, and more this spring. The food's outstanding, and every seat is the best seat in the house. Over 30 kiosks means no wait on getting your wager in at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Come cheer on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Michigan Wolverines at the Shot on Sunday, February 16th. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. This February 21st and 22nd, honor the timeless wedding tradition and let Diamond Cellar's Blue Box be a part of your forever. Celebrate wedding weekend with buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special no interest financing on engagement rings. Find your something blue and so much more at Diamond Cellar. February 21st and 22nd on Selmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople. of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell furnaces instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a